Good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment. Hall of Fame college football. I'd like to welcome to the show our boy, one of our all-time favorite guests. It's Coach Smook.
Yes, sir.
Or the Scoop Boogie.
The Scoop Boogie himself.
What's up, big dog? How you been?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, man, it's always good. It's Friday.
Is this 2 weeks in a row? Or did we have a week in between?
I think we had a week in between, but you know, we
Let's get it.
Fridays now.
We're about to get it.
Yeah. What's up? Hey, man, there's been, and you know, I figured we'd do some fun stuff today, anyways, because it is Friday, you know, and we've been cutting up a little bit. We've been cutting up a lot lately, anyways. I know you have. I know I have.
Yeah.
It's kind of tell it like it is these days.
Right.
So you know, it is what it is. Hey, we got some of the AAA fam already in here.
I see him checking in. I see him checking in.
Junior Sports Talk, Jason Jackson. There's my crew's coming in too. Billy on, Jimmy Satterfield, Comanche Sooner, Kimberly K.
What's good, AAA fam?
What's up? What's good, everybody? Glad everybody's in here checking us out. We'll have Mike Boganowski along here shortly. He's going to pop in with us. We're going to jump into a couple of things that were said about OU, but we're going to start off, since, you know, Coach Smook's here first, we'll go ahead and talk about this first. Coach Smook, did you happen to catch old BK and what he had to say the other day?
I didn't catch it, but I did see the little write-up around it. You know, everybody acting like Alabama invented football or some crazy stuff like that.
They act like they invented football, he says. You know, the toughest season that Alabama's had in the last, 2 decades, they still beat the shit out of them in their house. So I don't know exactly what he's getting at, why he's doing this.
I mean, that's usually like a insecurity, a sign of insecurity off rip. You know, what's going on, Kimberly? Good to see you.
That's true.
But yeah, man, I'm saying, like, Bryant Denny South is I mean, we own the boot still. Is no secret. It's not looking. I mean,
the boot still.
LSU is they gonna have a good team this year. You know, and I have reason to believe this is just BK being BK, man. Every offseason since he's been in the SEC, he's got to make his mark some type of way, whether it's, you know, right after the spring or SEC Media Day. That's just what he's supposed to do. So I don't look too much into it, man. It's all fun and games to me when it comes to him.
But what did you say there at the first? You said something about the boot. What did you say that again?
We still own the boot. Look, pull him.
We still own the boot, he says.
Yeah, we still on the boot, baby. We still on the boot. We got the big guns out today, chat. We told y'all we was gonna act up a little bit, so hopefully y'all just ready. Buckle your seatbelts, cause I got some cranberry juice, and I ain't had no cranberry juice on the morning show in a long time. And chat, if y'all know what happened when we get that cranberry juice in us, it really gets funny out here. So let's go.
Okay. Well, here we go. What's up there, Drew? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Who else we got in here? We got some. Hey, Neilio. Boy, Neilio and Chicken. Boy, Chicken. What's up, guys? Shawty in the house. If you Kelly, you supposed to talk trash. Bama down considering the times. If not now, win. Well, it'd be one thing if they won, but they got drug in their own house last year. And I don't know if you should be talking a whole lot if you didn't beat them.
I mean, it wouldn't be Brian Kelly if he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So at least he's consistent, you know?
Yeah, and well, he's definitely he's been saying dumb shit a lot, especially the last 2 years. And I know last year coming in, whenever Dominic Williams chose Oklahoma over LSU, Texas, Missouri, USC.
Yeah.
And then what's the first thing he does is he comes on and says, well, you know, these kids are wanting to be bought, and we're not in the business of buying kids at LSU. Oh, just women's basketball players, huh?
That's it.
Just women's basketball players? Okay. Yeah. Come on now.
Oh, man.
What's Chicken saying? Cranberry juice. Man up, buddy.
Cranberry juice, man. You got to stay healthy out
Good
here,
morning,
brother.
Greg. What's up? Yeah, hey man, you got to. Gotta do
Got
it.
to,
Gotta do it.
got to.
Let's see. If you Kelly, you're supposed to talk trash. I don't know, man. I don't know. In the end, every time he seems to open his mouth, and then I love the when they lost to USC, which how the hell you do that one in Vegas? They kept giving them every reason. They were outplaying them, but kept having drives that get stopped by stupidity, which means that you don't have any control over these guys. Dumb stuff going on out there. They pointing the guns and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I think a guy like Brian Kelly gets kind of lost in the whole transition of the game. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You get what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like he kind I think he kind of lost in the nature of it because he talks as if he's a few steps ahead, and he like I, eh, and like I think he'll sit back and realize like, oh my god, wait, I'm back here by myself. Get quiet and catch silently, like, cause that's what LSU did as a team. They
yeah.
had all this preseason hype, came, got punched in the mouth, and then you know coming to the game against us, and it's deciding basically the playoff fate. They were still in position to make the playoffs or be in contention for the playoffs when we saw
Yep,
them. So
yep.
I mean, it's just that's just their
Then
nature,
they
and
turned around and got beat by Florida the next week.
exactly. So, and that just goes to show you, we're talking just, college ball today. A lot of these coaches are really starting to see, the pressures of this game build because of the way it's changing. And we're going to start to see a lot of movement, coaching carousel type. That's going to become a high commodity. People thought it was bad 6, 7 years ago. Just wait till what it turns into, here in the near future.
Billy I wouldn't say that, but we can since we're what did he say? Who was right about Ty Simpson in Alabama? I think it's a little early for that, but I don't
Yeah,
agree.
hey, listen, I'm about to let me see. I'm gonna pull the article. I don't know if everybody read it, but I did this on my show yesterday.
What's up, Deshaun, Jason Jackson?
Yo, what's the word? What's up? What's up, J Ro? Good to see you, man. Good to see everybody in there, man. Oh yeah, Alabama live rent free in that man head for real. Let me see. How do I share screen, bro? I'm gonna
Right
send
at
you
the you see that right below where it's right here. It looks like a
I'm gonna
computer
send you the
screen.
link. I'm gonna just drop the link for you.
Okay. Where are you sending it? Just to text?
Now I'm gonna put it in the private chat
Okay. Oh, cool.
so you could click it and share screen.
All
And
right.
then I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of what's this terminology. Cause I can play it from both sides and be unbiased in the thought process and act like I don't see what I've seen and be the good guy, right? And say
Yeah.
what everybody wants you to say, but to see what I've seen and to know what I know, playing the game, right? Being a former player, being a coach, you know, um, scouting now, learning more about the game as I continue to learn more. I just want people to understand like there's levels to it, but at the same time, when you see something and you hear something and they are in alignment with each other, you shouldn't go veer off and try to create another narrative. And I think that's what's been happening with a lot of the Bama fan base and media reporters. And I want you all to pay attention to this
This
quarterback
quarterback
battle.
battle.
Pay attention to what happened yesterday. Did we hear anything about the offense going crazy or doing anything spectacular? Did you hear anything about a quarterback going crazy? Did you
No.
did, Nobody did, right? Everybody talking about defense. That's what I can't. That's what my guy said. Defense won today. But then what else was released? Come on now. And we can talk about it. You can go check me out on at Coach Mook if you want to go get that story. We got into it real early. But
Where
Kalen
is it
DeBoer.
saying? Okay, Kalen DeBoer. What about him?
He basically was saying they asked yesterday on Thursday, Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer joined the game with Ryan Fowler. Shout out Ryan Fowler. To discuss a multitude of topics, including Alabama's pending decision at quarterback position. Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and Keelan Russell are competing to be the signal caller for the Crimson Tide this season. I
Mhm.
think probably the biggest thing is all of them are getting better, which is what you hope and need and expect, DeBoer told Fowler. I know people want to know a decision and things like that. For us, we don't feel like that they're to the point where there's separation, where there's a ceiling that they've hit. I think it would be pretty foolish for us to make a decision right now. We have plenty of time still to work through it and let these guys continue to work through the summer. Obviously, that takes them to fall camp where they'll get some more reps.
Of course.
So,
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense because why? First of all, if you're not, you got to be smart enough to know that this ain't the time to pick your quarterback. If you got to, if you,
100%, 100%.
you know what I mean, like, come on, man.
I get that point, Jason. But let's look at it from the other side.
Yeah,
What if, knowing Kalen DeBoer and who he is, last year we were not in this situation? Ty Simpson was being pulled on in the portal last year. Dylan Lonergan was being pulled on in the portal. We lost Eli Holston in the portal last year. So this was similar situation and similar, but last year, and I was there. Kalen DeBoer made it known that Jalen Milroe will be leading, the quarterback competition. He made it known that that was our starter. Week 2, as a matter of fact, to be honest, if Bama fans want to be honest, we had a starter week 2, spring scrimmage week 2. So I look at what he says in the next part of his article. Though he said they're all three very talented and they love the direction they're going. He said similar as far as being able to pass and that kind of being the priority as far as what they do, but also different in a few things. Just how they get the ball moved down the field sometimes and what their favorite throws are and so forth. That keeps us from having to, because they are so similar, worry about who we are or what our philosophy is. But he gets down, he said, what is DeBoer looking for in the starting quarterback? This is what I want everybody to pay attention to. What is he looking for in the starting quarterback to separate himself from the pack? A lot of it is we want the playmaker, he told Fowler. We want that guy. I don't want just a game manager out there.
oh, that's trouble.
He literally just said this, and I don't think he knew what he was saying when he said this, but this, for people like me that have coached the game, this is a coach saying exactly what he's looking for, right? He has a type. Ryan Grubb has a type.
Yep.
We want that guy. I don't want just a game manager out there. If we're going to win at the level we want to win at, not just win, but the level we want to win at, we want a guy that's going to produce, make the big plays. Obviously, there's a piece too where you can't make the big mistakes. A consistent report about Ty Simpson. We all know that, especially in the critical moments, whether it's in the red zone. Whoo-hoo, come on now. End of games, half, things like that. So, for everybody that likes to read into stuff, take a second and really read into that and break that down. Because if you're talking about the best playmaker in that quarterback room at Alabama right now, I will rest my case. We don't even have to put a name to that. We all know that who that is.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be Keelan. It's Keelan. There's no
He
two ways
wants.
around it.
We want that guy.
Yeah,
We want that
want that
playmaker.
guy. He says we want that guy. I don't think anybody's been calling. Listen, man. All I'm saying, Billy, on you ain't figuring it out. You ain't figured out nothing. You're not right yet. You're not necessarily wrong yet, but I don't know that you're right.
I don't think that is Keelan's job right now. I think Ty's QB1. I really do. Should be. Should be.
Why is
And
Bevo's bodyguard in here? He must be on your stream.
what's that?
Bevo's bodyguard must be on your
Oh
stream.
yeah, he got to be on my side because I
Clown.
got you.
Oh, here we go. We got
Big dog.
coming to the stage. We got him coming to the stage. Maybe I get him. Replace. There we go. Welcome into the show. Big dog, big smooth, he says today. Mike Boganowski.
I got my 9 in this morning. You know what I'm saying?
You got your 9 in this morning?
Yeah.
It's Masters Week, folks. It's Masters Week, a tradition unlike any other.
I don't think you got Mike on. Oh, there you go.
Oh, what? My mic wasn't on?
Nah, he wasn't on.
Nah, I ain't. Oh, yeah, dude, this was tripping earlier. I was on the stage. I was in. I was listening to y'all, and then Smook froze. Then I got out, and Jason, you were still good. And then I just hopped out and hopped back in. And then you're like, oh, Big Mike's. I was like, I've been on stage listening to y'all for 5 minutes. What are you talking about?
I saw something that it might have been below, but that's why I pulled it up to the full screen.
Yeah, it was weird.
I
Something
hadn't
happened.
seen
That
where
one was crazy. So, it might have been me, but it's all good.
With the Flex Series, I can shave my head.
Whoa. All right. Well, yeah. I'll keep an eye on the stream. I'll keep my hey. What's up, man? What you got going on?
Shit, man. Getting trying to get things ready so we can head down to Norman.
Yep. So you notice that what we're talking about, what did he say? So there's a lot of stuff that's been being said around the country, you know, college football coaches, ex-players, different stuff like that. And BK come out talking about Alabama acting like they invented the game of football. I struggle to understand this cat, man. I really do. Because why are you talking shit about
Brian Kelly?
Yeah, Brian Kelly. Yeah. It's just constant with this dude. So he had that to say. You had also, there's a couple things we'll jump into, but like one of the other things I was going to bring up, Kirby's refusing to appoint a general manager.
Mm.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird to me. It's like holding on too tight to the past. This may not be a good look there, Shawty. May not be a good look. I know you're in there. May not be a good look for your Georgia Bulldogs when they don't want to, you know, evolve and get up with the you know, the present time in what's going on in college football. What say you guys about that?
I mean, Coach Saban said it best, man. Don't become a dinosaur. Yeah. Dinosaurs aren't around for a reason. They refuse to adapt. You know, they became extinct. You know, whatever your philosophy is, whatever that is, it's a lot of them not around now. You know, alligators are the last few to hang around, I guess. So you gotta evolve, man. With a program like Georgia, it markets itself, but you gotta be able to keep up. You know, with having that extra asset, and you know, we're seeing their recruiting take a hit already. I mean, look at Bama. Kalen DeBoer and the staff are able to. We walk right across the water, the state line, and just take what we want out of Georgia. 5-star, 4-star, 5-star, 4-star, whoever we want. Come on. Come on. Yeah, and that's how we do. Because Courtney Morgan has the time to do it. You know, Kirby's trying to do it. That's why he lost Travis Smith Jr. to Tennessee. You can't get around to everybody. You don't have a presence everywhere. You're dialing in on one or two guys because that's all your schedule allows. So yeah, it's going to continue to affect them in that facet, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you might be might have to see a couple down years coming Georgia's way.
I wouldn't be. I mean, you know, Shawty says we good over here, folks. Let Kirby cook.
I mean, like when I say down,
I don't know that you're good.
I'm not saying like 6-6 down, but you know, not making the SEC championship.
If you've won SEC championships and you've won back-to-back natties, I mean, what else are you going for? I mean, now anything aside from a natty is kind of, it ain't cooking anymore. I mean, that's when you got it on. You know, you turn the stove off.
And I look at it, it's not really on Kirby. You know, it's on the administration to force it. Like you're not setting, like Saban didn't allow it, right? Saban didn't have a general manager until I want to say like 4 years. The last 4 years, he began to get into allow that role to really flourish. So it's a change, bro. Because you got to think, most of those guys now, the trend is getting these guys that have the on-hand experience in the college game and that former as a player, whether it's coaching, analyst, some on those grounds to be able to manage and help with recruiting, personnel management, all of that stuff. You got to have some experience. And you had a lot of book guys doing that for the longest, you know, guys that didn't understand what goes on in the locker room. You get what I'm saying? So now you're getting more guys that were in the locker room. They're getting into those roles, and it's starting to become a little bit more transitive. You get what I'm saying? A lot. I guess you could say it's an easier transition, and like you're speaking the same language. Communication is a lot easier there.
Mm-hmm. Shawty says, wait. All we need to do is stay relevant. I don't think that's what championship football programs talk like.
Georgia's always been relevant. Like, that's the sad part about it. Georgia fans
Not
act
gonna
like
be
they
go away
haven't been.
from relevance.
Come on, man. Shout out to the AAA family pulling up like
Well,
crazy right
see,
now.
that's what I'm saying. You may have had your time. We have had our time. It may be the end of that time. It may be the end of that time. Oh, bro, we have to bust your chops. You keep on, not taking our invitations. We want to talk some shit. That's how it is. What's up, Mike Jones?
Yeah.
Are they getting healthy? Yeah, well, there's a couple of things. I'm gonna bring up some of that in just a second as well. Welcome in some of these AAA fam. Sean A. Hudson. Let's see who else we got in here. KG. I know Texas Nightmare must be on your stage too, because he don't get to hang around in mine. Tell Kirby to cry harder. Text my fan. Who we talking about?
Nah, I'm trying to text Jason. I'm trying to talk to my brother
right.
Jason in the chat.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, old Sully. Let's see who else we got.
Everybody in here.
JW Krusty, old JW Krusty, another Texas fan, and I got a couple Texas fans in there. That's all right. They can come in.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
Shout out to Oni Kuno. Right. Comanche Sooner, what's up, my guy? Good to see you back in here. Scott Walker, Greg McKinney, Carlos Williams. Carlos, is that the Auburn fan? Is that dude? Let's see who else we got in here. Yeah, Beevil's bodyguard. He gone. Sooner fan 71, David Whitehead. Good to see everybody in here.
What's up,
Make
Benji?
sure that everybody wipes their feet. Go to both streams. They're on over on the Coach Smoot Network as well. Make sure you go over to both streams and check them out. And hit the like button at both places as well. So here we go. All right. Duke, Silver Sooner. Need a favor. Trying to get Darian Lewis, class of 26 recruited here at Palo Duro. He's a beast. He played safety, quarterback, and running back. Just won the 5A state wrestling at 190. That's shoot. Man, we'll have to we could throw it over to we can throw that that stuff over to Coach Dent. So just shoot me over his info. All you got to do is let's see. Here, I'll just throw up my email again. It's in the description, but
Oh my. Shout out to that guy Benji for the super chat over here on the CSN, man. The $10 super chat. Good morning, fellas. Hook 'em. Okay.
We'll let him hang for a little bit, man. He's got to be careful though.
Hook me up. You know what I'm saying? Hook us up. Thank you. God bless you. I hope you find a hookup for that.
Georgia's home win streak. He says. Mike Jones says, "Let's see, best team in the conference. UGA will continue to chop wood. Y'all just be ready when we pull up, or y'all come to the hedges. Hey man, just keep on taking care of Texas. I'll be happy with y'all. That's all I care about. The rest of it, I don't care. I don't really care. I don't do the SEC thing for sure. No, he's not that cool. Texas Nightmare. Neither are you, by the way. In fact, I think you're the same guy, to be quite honest with you. But I threw something up there a minute ago, or I had it on at the early part. Let's see, where's that at?
You think they the same guy?
I think they're the same guy. They're both dumbasses too. Both Texas dumbasses. So,
oh man.
Oh, bro.
Can we have a moment, chat? Don't you think that is so funny, Jason? Like, people will go to that extent.
To links. And I mean, if they don't, I don't think they go on to Texas shows as much as they come on to ours. Just to like.
It used to bother me, but now I think about it. I look at it, I'm like.
Until they get too stupid and get, like Bevo's bodyguard, he's annoying as shit. Annoying as shit. That's his whole.
I got a guy on Twitter that every time I post something.
Everything, right?
I'm like, God damn, this dude.
Good morning. Oh, yeah, you would think it's a good morning. Like, bro, what the?
So crazy.
Get the away from me, bro.
It's so fucking crazy.
It's every day.
Bro, okay, like I get it. I kind of get it. Like if you're like a big timer, like a celebrity, people know you, rapper, NBA athlete, you know what I'm saying? Some type of, bro, I'm
well,
nobody.
you are on the show a lot, you know.
But nobody knows. You
You're
know,
a
I don't know,
celeb,
man.
bro.
That shit
You're
is
a big
that shit is
dog.
wild to me, bro.
You ain't
Hey,
big
do better
Fred.
at trolling. Troll somebody else, bro. Because let me tell you something. Like I ain't it. You wasting your time trolling me, homie.
Now, like for real with me, especially on Twitter, you know, Gump Twitter gets real nasty. I try to see how many followers you got first. If you ain't got like 5K, I don't even reply
Did
because
you say Gump Twitter? Like
Gump Twitter, man. Yep,
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Gump Twitter.
That is
Gump
amazing.
Twitter.
God
There's a
damn.
lot of them too out there. I mean,
Fucking
from all
amazing.
these fan bases, it don't even matter where it's from. I had a couple of guys whenever that whole deal with Brandon Walker last week.
Look,
Whenever we were dragging Brandon Walker last Friday. You missed out on that one.
That took Mike out. Hold on, he got to gather himself.
that's
You ain't
funny.
never
Hey,
heard
bro,
Gump
that's
Twitter?
funny as shit. That's funny as shit, bro.
Somebody
That's
came
funny.
at me. I thought it was somebody called me. Thought it was. They took it as an insult. I'm from Montgomery, so Gump Twitter, Montgomery, Alabama. That's how I correlate. And then I see they already calling it like Bama Twitter, like it's Gump Twitter. So
Oh god, dude, that's epic. That's epic. That's yeah.
oh man.
That's funny shit right there.
We should always be entertained. That's what we do, man. You know what I mean? It's what's up.
Oh man.
I had to paused. I replayed it in my mind. I'm like, yeah, he said Gump Twitter, and then I like,
Pretty good
I
stuff.
gotta ask him. That's just
Pretty good stuff.
that's epic, man. That shit is fucking epic.
Well, it's like the Doomer crowd.
shit.
It's like the Doomer crowd at OU. You know, same kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I get it, but like, I don't see how they got to Gump, but it makes perfect sense. Like, you know what I
Forrest
mean?
Gump's from Montgomery, wasn't he?
I know, but like Bama Twitter,
Forrest Gump, you know, Forrest Gump.
like Bama Twitter, man,
Gump,
that's
yeah,
just fucking amazing.
yeah, like I
That
get
shit
it.
is underrated, amazing.
Which is worse, Doomers or Sunshine Pumpers?
I have to say Doomers, bro, because no matter what,
Who's top?
no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that and you can sit here and call a lot of them Sunshine Pumpers if you want to, but I think that you have to like you never call it like it is. Then yeah, okay, you can call them a Sunshine Pumper, but the truth is, most people the Doomers are just constant. It doesn't matter what the hell's going on. You could have the greatest thing in the world pop up,
yeah,
and they just they suck. They suck.
That's what I call fair weathers. Like I call that's what like people that just everything. You're only loud when it's bad, right? When we're good, we're on a 4-game win streak. You're you're not
Or
showing up.
even worse, they'll be like you say, fair weather.
Yeah.
Whenever it's good, then you act like you never acted like that.
Right. And then you're the loudest, like you're loud both sides, but you're always loud about the negative, you know?
Sure.
And then Sunshine Pumpers, like people say I got Bama goggles. I look at stuff as if it could be fixed and you have access to fix it, it can be fixed. Like we've seen. So and I refuse to stay on the negative side of things too, you know,
Well,
especially as being on a platform, you know.
I think if you're telling it like it is, then that's one thing. But I don't know how anybody can be completely down on Alabama at this point when they still got the best roster in the country. And Kalen DeBoer was in the national championship 2 years ago at Washington with less talent. Now their wide receiver room was ungodly.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a dude that every year that he goes year 2, he's been really good. I mean, until I'm going to have to see this further slide down. You know, coach has been on that one. And there's different people that are, you know, there's people in here that are. You're going to have to show me. I'm not declaring them dead until they die. You know what I mean? That's just where I'm at on it. And, you know, and But these same people that'll say that will tell you that a brand new roster at Texas is going to go and win the Natty, and Arch is going to win the fucking Heisman Trophy in year one.
That's interesting too, because a lot of people they want so bad for Arch to have like this illustrious career.
Sure.
He's a junior this year, right?
I guess he's a redshirt.
A redshirt sophomore.
Redshirt sophomore.
Third year in the program.
Third year. Yeah.
Like
they have 4 or 5. They got 41 new football players, and
that's what I'm saying. You really think
redshirts or freshmen?
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough this year, and he's gonna need one more year. I mean, he might succumb to the pressure to try to get, be eligible, because he is eligible after this year. His redshirt sophomore year, he's eligible. So, but I just don't know. I think it's gonna be a rough year for him, man. That's a lot to bring together. Texas is basically dealing with what Alabama dealt with last year with the personnel movement. Sure. Alabama lost 85% of their production on the roster.
To hear them tell it, they're just going to reload and re-go. And, but not that they've won any. I mean, they didn't win anything last year of significance.
They didn't win the SEC championship. There is no more division, so you can't say we came in and won our division. You didn't win the SEC and you didn't win the Natty. So,
or Jackson Arnold getting his revenge in Norman this year? Oh, Blue from the Blue Bloods. Oh, Zach McKinnell. Yeah, I think's not. I think not. I'm wondering if Jackson's still going to be the starter by the time
he got to win it first.
Talking about at Auburn?
Yeah, he got to win it.
Hey, from what I'm hearing, they loving him.
I tell you what, he was scared shitless of the defense at Oklahoma, and they didn't even get to hit him. What's he going to do then? I think he may have a mysterious injury, even if he is the starter by then.
I don't know, man. I know if he shows up in Norman as a starter, that's gonna be a bloodbath. They're gonna try to tear his head off, because he been talking slick in these IG lives and stuff.
He has.
He be saying some slick stuff, man.
Well, and the one thing I've seen good out of their camp or whatever over there at Auburn was him throwing that deep ball. It checks out that there was no pressure on him. They weren't coming, bringing anything, because he threw it on the money there. But boy, they sure did act like they just won the Super Bowl.
Hey,
so it's Deuce Night season, but that's
Auburn.
just my thoughts. It may be Deuce Night season, bro.
At Auburn,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think.
Look,
Keelan,
where's the upside at? Where's the upside?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If he's feeling any kind of,
yep.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
And this is Hugh Freeze we talking about.
He feels that pressure, bro.
Yeah.
He felt it from Michael Hawkins in spring last year.
And this is Hugh Freeze we're talking about, bro. Like, people got to remember, Hugh Freeze will pull the trigger. Like, he don't care. He wants somebody to just get Deuce Knight going to sling the ball. He going to sling the ball. Jackson Arnold is not a quick trigger quarterback, right? The same thing I told you last year about Jackson Arnold. It showed up this season. Like, them feet get real shaky when he get pressured.
Oh, he had happy feet from week one.
And so, yeah, if Deuce can showcase any type of confidence, because he's a natural athlete, got a natural arm talent, better arm talent than Jackson. Ain't no lie about that. I think Arnold's just got to showcase some composure to keep the job. But it's gonna be Deuce night time. So I think Deuce, Keelan, those two guys, where they at, even Bryce Underwood up at Michigan.
Yeah.
I think they're all like, it's just a matter of time on those rosters.
Yeah. Doubting a Sark-led offense in 2025 is wild. Why is that wild when you're replacing 4 of your 5 offensive linemen, all new receivers except for the 2 guys that didn't really do a whole lot last year? As much as you guys talk about Ryan Wingo, he didn't have shit on the other freshman receivers in this country. What are we talking about? He had 1 100-yard game and 2 touchdowns. Come on, bro.
Man.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. I believe that requires.
He's full of shit.
All the way.
Yes, sir.
Come on, bro. Portal opens next week. It does. Let's talk a little bit about this real quick, though. Big Mike, you're gonna be interested in this one. I'm gonna throw this up on the screen for everybody to listen to. But let me just kind of introduce it. So last night I started getting a bunch of damn messages on the show that we did with Kate Chris last night. Myself and Kate Chris did a show. And I started getting a bunch of messages in the comment section of that saying I needed to go watch the Doomer twins. And because a former player was in there saying a bunch of stuff. Now, I'll go through what he said. I'm only going to play this one clip, but I think this one clip is kind of, well, I think it'll make it's. I tend to wonder if this even really happened. He said he was at a quote event last night, and all these Oklahoma coaches are there, former, past, and present. Let me just throw it up there.
And was told by Coach Gundy, who was there. Coach Gundy actually he's been to some of the running back meetings. He's actually talked with DeMarco and tried to tell him how to handle things, and he's not really understanding what DeMarco's doing. So he told DeMarco, one, there's too many running backs in the room. He said, two, that you're not giving them a rhythm. Like there is too much inconsistency. So he's not really understanding why. He said that was the reason Hicks left. He said that he should have been there. He should still be here, but there's just too many guys, and they have the talent, but there's just too much inconsistency. So Gundy said he's actually been in the meetings with them and has coached them up, told them what to do, but he doesn't think that DeMarco is taking some of that information back. So
now, mind you, this is a former player saying this stuff. Not only did he, this is all coming from this player. This is obviously, I was just saying, Daniel Brooks. He played back in, I think, 2015 class or whatever that he came in, played about 10 games for Oklahoma. Whether or not he's that close to the program, I don't know, man. I'm not saying he's not. But he also told us that Coach Venables, well, Joe C said that he has nothing to do with compliance, which is, I already know that's wrong. What was this? One of the coaches, they're talking about, they're starting to throw Schmitty under the bus for the workout regimen. This is what's going on with the injuries, apparently, which is one of the major things that the Doomer twins, that whole crew of guys talks about a lot. And apparently Brent Venables, when he hadn't said it to anybody else, told him that Foji and Fasusi, they're starting game one.
Venables told Brooks that and nobody else?
Pretty much what he said. He hadn't said it to nobody else. I haven't heard it anywhere else. Have you?
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That last statement probably
What did you say?
What the?
Probably sums up what and leads to credibility of said person.
It's a little off. Yeah. And then
but like, here's my question.
This was the other thing he said, that the med staff, the sports medicine staff, they're diagnosing to make injuries not seem so severe to the players. What? Like this is, I mean, first off, if that was the case, there ain't no damn way. Now, Daniel, I hope for your sake that you weren't planning on ever talking to any of these dudes again.
Ever.
Because
that's the way to get pushed.
You just chucked Gundy under the bus, which I love that part. Screw it. But that other one was Scott Anderson, the one that was saying they're diagnosing to make injuries seem not so severe. That was, he's naming them all. Joe C saying that Joe C has nothing to do with compliance. Everybody knows Joe C's all about compliance. That's why they hired him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Anyway, and then for, Brent Venables hasn't said that. He hadn't even been talking to the media, and all of a sudden, He's gonna spit at you. Best freshman I've ever seen.
In confidence too. Like just told him
Right.
and only him.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, it was funny how most of it all went along the lines of their little narrative that they have on that show, which is bullshit most of the time anyways. It's a negative. The Doomer twins, and then they've always got something. They've been killing. I was in there when they were talking about. I just had to pop in. You know me, man. It's Richard Petty, bro. I had to pop in the night they were talking about Giovanni Gibson, and they were killing Schmitty over that. And they said, I don't know, we don't even know if it's serious, blah blah blah. And I said it's serious. I said, but from what I understand, Schmitty was not in on the play. You know what I mean?
Schmitty didn't catch the quick out and try to turn up the field.
Schmitty didn't crash his knee in or anything like that. Yeah.
Well, it just shows you they're not plugged in, bro. And Giovanni's out.
We know that.
Giovanni's out. He's out.
Yeah.
If the
no, and that was the other thing he said. He thinks that Giovanni now see, and I know he heard that from Coach Ricks on my show. He had to have, because he was the one saying it was a clean break, no ligament damage or anything like that. And we're hoping that he'll be back this season. We haven't heard that from anybody within the program, and I know damn good and well let
me touch on it now. If Giovanni can be back during the season, why are they in the portal looking for another receiver? See, the problem is people don't read the tea leaves. People don't look at the signs and believe what people are telling them, right? They want to get on this they want to put this tinfoil hat on. And don't get me wrong, I love me a conspiracy theory now, right? But like if Oklahoma's in the portal and they're thinking about bringing back a kid that they previously kicked off the team, what does that say? They're not going to have Giovanni Gibson for the year.
If you read Oklahoma, or they're not sure that they are, they're definitely trying to plan for not having him, I would think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how any other way you could say it.
Right.
Without saying it. You know what I mean?
Here's
what people got to realize too. People got to realize this is that Oklahoma, the University of Oklahoma is not going to come out and divulge the medical problems of its athletes. We've already seen that. They're not going to tell you, oh, he had a break of the tibia, a hairline fracture in the fibia, and stretched some ligaments in his ankle. They're not going to tell you that, bro. They're just going to say he's out or he's out for the year. Even if you get that. They're not going to go into medical problems because it's HIPAA related, bro. They can't do it.
Right. Yeah. Unless you're actually absolutely right.
Unless the player comes out and says it himself. Right?
Sure. I mean, they can release injury information. They have that injury report stuff and that's a lot of that have to. But as far as you can't get into
availability report, bro.
It's availability though. It is. Right. That's what it is. And you can either, they're either out for the year or they're out. You know what I mean? But
they're not going to say torn rotator cuff on it. It just says doubtful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and but you also know that how much Coach Venables loves to tell everybody about his lineup. Who's going to be in, who's not, who's going to call plays, all that shit. Look how he was. He didn't let Zach Alley talk to the damn media for 3-4 months after he got here.
Yeah, shit. They didn't talk to the OC yet. How long you been here?
The only time was when he was with Venables, right? That was it. That early when he introduced him on that one show.
Other than that
was it. I haven't seen him anywhere else.
Did he take questions? On that?
Not that I can remember. Yeah, well, I guess
I don't remember if he took questions.
Maybe a couple. Yeah, there was a few. He got to talk.
No, I'm saying I know he talked, but did the media get asking questions after that? And I don't remember. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. He's out for at least a year, and if he takes, goated man, let's not start going there, and nobody who's even said that. Who's even said that?
Listen, like we're so much past that in today's technology. You know what I'm saying? With replacement therapies and stem
You
cells.
guys
Like,
remember? You guys remember when ACL injuries took 10
yeah,
months?
man.
Now guys are coming back 4 months, getting
Right.
cleared 5 months. I wish that would have happened my junior. You know what? I tore my
I can tell
ACL
you,
spring going into my junior year. If I would have had technology that they had today, I would have been straight for my junior year. Most important year of recruiting back then. You
sure,
know,
it
I had
still
to
is.
miss a whole year, 10 months.
Right.
That's crazy, man.
Well,
I feel like
I mean,
it's crazy.
I broke my ankle. I broke my ankle early in my senior year. I was ready to go in 4 months, but it was a break. And I had a
Yeah.
friend that had a bad sprain, a hairline fracture type of deal, and he couldn't play pickup ball for a year plus. You know, couldn't even play pickup ball. So yeah, man, it's one of those deals. So hopefully, I mean, look, man, I'm hoping for Giovanni Gibson's sake, but look, we know that, yeah, maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. We can hope for it, but you know, in the end, you probably better plan for him not being there. It's not like there isn't any type of like AD was a little different.
Yeah.
AD's a little bit of a different animal. Not only did he come back in like 9 months, and then
Hey,
he
put
had
that
2,000
Benji comment
yards.
up there. Put
Huh?
that Benji comment up there.
What did he say? About Clark at Texas?
No.
Oh,
The one
I recover like Wolverine? Nah. It was just a broken ankle, man. It was
Broken ankles, like breaks are easy. You come back so much
I
faster
didn't
when you
tear
got
anything up. I didn't tear anything up.
yeah.
Like,
This
you
is
know, it
funny.
was yeah. But oof, it was rough though. It was
No.
rough. Yeah. What's up there, big cuz? This is on the road in Norman.
Big.
Yeah.
Oh, big cuz, Marcus Dent.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
See you, my man.
I'll holler at you later, cuz. Might slide down this afternoon, man. Things have changed, so we might be down there a little earlier. We'll see.
Y'all going up there today? That's cool.
Maybe it's a possibility. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Man,
You
make
know,
sure
I
you guys
can't
run
just get
tonight.
in the car and go. I need other people within my nucleus to get motivated to get their shit, you know, just a couple days to pack and take care of their business so we can go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Ryman Lemon, nah, he doesn't. Nah, he doesn't. He does not. He can stay in Coach Smook's side or nowhere. We're good on that. We're good on that. They're using stem cell therapies also help speed things.
Okay.
There's lots of
Yep.
different stuff that goes on,
That's what
man.
I'm saying. That's why, like, you don't need steroids to heal. Like, nobody ever pumped, you know, D-ball and shit like that to heal from an injury. Like, that's
No.
just the dumbest comment I ever heard, bro. Do your research, bro. That was stupid as fuck.
Who said that? Who said that?
Well, he said it earlier. You didn't read it. He's like, oh, he'll be right. You just need to get on steroids. Come on,
Who
man.
said that shit?
Um,
On clownish. That's clownish behavior. I don't know. I don't see it here.
that was a while back. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous, man. Like, yeah, like, dude, these dudes, man, like, there's so much technology now with healing and you know, just I wish they had some of that shit. Maybe I wouldn't have been on the shelf so much when I was in college because my bitch ass stayed hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Broke my foot. You had an avulsion fracture. You know, ripped my ankle, ripped my ligaments across the top of my foot. Had my shoulder operated on twice. Like they tried to fuse some vertebrae in my neck. Like, man,
Oh,
I
yeah,
told you
bro.
that story when I got those injections in the
Mine,
neck.
I've got a lot of concussions, a lot of different injuries that happen
It
from
just
just the military shit, you know?
the stupid shit I did to play football, man. Like that wouldn't happen today. And nobody and these
Roden,
medical
are you the
people
one
and the
talking
people.
about that shit about roiding out to heal? Come on, man.
Yeah, and you know, just the medical professionals and team doctors and all that stuff, your physical trainers would have they won't do that stuff today. At least not what from what I see, man. Like, um,
Because it
I don't
doesn't. It's not a real. It's not even. It's like remember when they used to do all those cortisone injections and shit like that. They'd hit that cortisone injection and
bro.
it'll help you. You ain't
The
feeling.
extent of our like groundbreaking like therapy was like ice and stem and ultrasound. You feel me? Like that's what we did to get back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe some massage, right? In an ice tub. Man, these dudes got all this shit. The red light therapies, you know, cold and hot tub and like how to use it and correctly and when to do it. And like we just got in it at the end of the day, man, to try to recover. And don't get me wrong, I think it did, but like, the use of cold and hot tubs in conjunction together is, something that we didn't have back then. You know what I mean? Like they just got all the infrared shit, the cryo, like, man, come on, man, the cupping, all that shit, dude. That's just crazy.
Let's because this is just crazy to even. I'm trying to read up on the story now, and it's just crazy. But that anyway, Tennessee.
So KJ, go to what steroids are you talking about?
Man, don't even, Mike. Come on.
Don't have to
I'm curious. He says there's different steroids and stuff to help heal. Like I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm not being a hater or anything. I'm on some real shit. Like what do we? You know what I mean? Because maybe I'm misinformed, and if I'm misinformed, my bad, bro. But you know me, I'm old school. I'm on that D-ball. That you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. All the old school steroids. That's when you say steroids for healing. That's what I'm talking about.
Starting defense, place at the table. Yeah.
maybe I'm the caveman, but I'm like for real, like intrigued by this. Right.
We had a horse trough for an ice bath. Chicken says.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That everybody shared. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hopped in that bitch.
All right. So let's. But I mean, I mean, listen. I don't know if he's true, if he's telling the truth, if he's not. I mean, God forbid. I shouldn't probably say that he's lying, but I kind of find it hard to believe that that's all true. And even if it is, and you think you're going to get invited to the next, event, is what he called it, an event. I mean, that's a lot of shit that he threw out there that we know they're awfully quiet around, in Soonerland. And the transparency is sometimes it bothers a lot of fans. I know that. Or the lack of transparency, I should say. But yeah, cortisol is their steroid.
I'm tracking the cortisol, the prednisone, and stuff like that. Like I got it. But like I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's like something else I'm not tracking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Latimer from the program. That's what I said. Starting defense, place at the table. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Bring back the laying in the street scene, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, put it back in the movie, bro. It was a crucial part of the movie. You're gonna edit it out
for the program, aren't you, Smook?
You said what now?
You remember the program, don't you? You're old enough for that that movie, aren't you? You've never seen the program?
Nah, bro. I'm a '90s baby.
Bro, you got homework.
Yeah, you do have homework. It's a good show. It's a good movie. You'll like it. It's a football movie. You won't hate it.
It's top 5 for sure.
It's definitely one of the best sports movies.
You know what I'm saying? It's top 5 for sure.
It's definitely one of the best sports movies ever.
No doubt.
No doubt. You've watched White Men Can't Jump, have you not?
Yes, I have.
Love White Men Can't Jump. That's one of the
No, hold on now. You got to clarify.
That's like
Wesley Snipes or the new jump.
The Wesley Snipes and
I didn't even see
what's your Billy Hoyle?
Billy Hoyle.
Billy Hoyle.
Oh, Woody.
Billy Hoyle. Let's see. He'll just move up to Lake Michigan.
Bro.
The program is the best football movie of all time, Duke says.
It's up there, bro. I mean, I'm a big Unnecessary Roughness fan too. That was one of my favorites. And then
hey Ben G, I didn't time you out of shit.
Man, I'm just tired of them trolling. I'm sick. Like, bro, like people don't understand, bro. When you are in chats, we run off this thing called algorithm, right? And I don't want more trolls showing up to my stream, bro. Like it's aggravating, first of all. But who has time to wake up and sit on a couch? Like, what type? I'm not gonna even go get there. I'm not even gonna go.
I can tell him to leave you. I can tell him to kick your ass out of here for good if that's what we're talking that shit, I didn't say a word to you. I didn't even see the damn thing that you said. I didn't see anything.
So, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not a click chaser. I don't chase followers. I promise you, I don't. But one thing about it, we ain't trying to hear all that extra trolling. We got rid of that months ago on my side. So, if that's all you about, you don't want to be on my channel. Promise.
Yeah, you can go ahead and kick him out of here. Since I didn't do it anyway, and you want to talk a bunch of shit, kick him the fuck out. I'm done. He can be gone.
Here's probably one of my favorite football movies of all time. I'm still on that. All right, y'all over here talking about haters. I'm thinking of what my
haters.
my
Man, there's a reason Ben D ain't been on my show in a while. I don't like him at all.
So is this a different Benjamin G? I know
he created another profile, bro.
Yeah, I know who that is. I know who that is.
Fuck
I recognize that. I recognize that little icon.
Texas by too. Like, y'all weird, man.
Hey.
Y'all ass can leave too.
Y'all weird, bro.
Any given Sundays up there as well. Yeah.
Wildcats.
Wildcats is another one.
Y'all don't remember Wildcats, bro.
Listen,
that's definitely old
so
school. With Goldie Hawn in it.
Remember the Titans will always be number one on my list. Like, I could play Remember the Titans for any team event.
That's easy though. But see, like you gotta watch all these other ones before you can just anoint Remember the Titans up there.
But I'm saying I've seen some classics now. I've seen some classics.
You ain't seen the Titans though.
I don't feel like it's a classic though if I haven't seen it.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Well, we're trying to put you on right now.
Cause like I'm a Hoop Dreams. Y'all ever seen Hoop Dreams?
Yeah. Dude, Hoop Dreams is awesome, bro.
Yeah,
Hell
so
yeah.
That's what that was like that's what got me watching documentaries and sports movies and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Arthur Agee and all them boys. That was 89, I believe.
You're a Hoop fan. What's your top 3 basketball movies?
Top 3 basketball movies of all time. Number 3. What's the one? I can't even think of the name of it right now. The classic about Indiana.
Hoosiers. Come on,
Hoosiers. Yeah. I didn't want to say. That's number 3. That's one that we watch every basketball year with my little AU squad. Number 2, Space Jam.
Okay.
Michael Jordan. Okay. And number 1, I'm trolling here. Love and Basketball. That's my favorite. Like,
come on, bro. Like you didn't put Blue Chips in there.
I ain't. You know what? I'm not a big fan of Blue Chips, and it's for cultural reasons. For cultural reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like once I got older, my whole perspective on Blue Chips changed, bro. Like with Shaq and Penny, it's for cultural reasons. There's a lot of, and if you go watch if you look up a lot of history behind it and how it was written, it wasn't what it seemed. Now, good informative movie, you would have gave me top 5. I would have had Blue Chips somewhere around there.
It was ahead of its time, though.
Yeah, it definitely was, because now think about what happened in that movie and how that was literally happening, man. Yeah. And that put a negative light on the game for a certain sector of athletes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yeah, Jesus Shuttlesworth for sure. That's top 3 for me for sure.
What's that?
So
he got game.
He got game. Yeah,
he got game. That was good. That was really. It's got Denzel Washington in it, bro. It's got. Yeah, I mean, you know, he doesn't make bad movies.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Sunset Park, Cold Blooded. Yup. Sunset Park.
Basketball flicks though. Yeah, I mean, I like Blue Chips because it was funny, but and I'm a Penny Hardaway fan, and I mean, you know, that was cool, but yeah, I can see what you're talking about for sure.
Yeah.
My favorite Hoop movie.
Like, here's what you got to remember, bro. We was in high school when that came out. Like the lines in the movie theater to get in there was crazy, bro.
Whoa, Ben G said Above the Rim better than Sunset Park.
That's top.
I was fixing to say Above the Rim is right there.
My favorite. Above the Rim is probably one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites.
It's not better than Sunset Park, bro. Sunset Park was different because Busy B, all them boys. What's the other one? The other guard that ended up, he should have been going. I forget the other kids' names, but Busy B, he made that movie, man. Busy B. Yeah, I remember Busy. Them glasses used to be going.
I'm gonna have to go check this one out. But
you never seen Sunset Park?
Good, though. Above the Rim was great. It's a great movie.
It was. It
a
was. It
great
wasn't
movie.
better. Wait till you see
Mine,
Sunset Park.
mine would be White Men Can't Jump, Above the Rim, and probably Blue Chips.
Blue
I
Chips.
would go with Hoosier probably
With the
somewhere in there.
original Space Jam, right close.
Nah, I'm
to
not
it.
a Space Jam one. I don't even.
The original one though. The original
Even the
one.
Michael
Like,
Jordan
one-
one isn't.
like the LeBron one, nah.
LeBron one whack. That Michael
Bro.
Jordan one was different, bruh.
Oh,
I guess it's all right. I mean, it did.
Ola Bunny, come on, dog.
yeah.
Listen, man. I'm not saying I hated the movie. I don't think it's as good as the other three. Though. It's not better than Hoosiers, and it's not better than.
Zach said like Mike, bruh.
Like Mike.
Little Bow Wow joint? Is that a little Bow Wow joint?
Little Air Bud about that. How about that?
Yeah.
Like Mike.
Like
little Bow Wow. You just don't know the way you move. Ah, yeah. Look, see now he getting into our era. You know, the 90s. Some of our greats.
Yeah.
Like Mike. That's funny.
Dude, I'm telling you, but I love sports.
It's a lot. See, now y'all got me. I'm about to be watching sports movies after spring bar. I guarantee you. That's where I'm gonna be on the.
We should we could do something in the we can do it in the
do it amongst the communities.
Do it in the Discord, yeah.
Yeah. What y'all think, chats? What y'all think?
Coach Carter was cool.
Coach Carter's another good movie. Yep. Liked it too.
You know what's crazy?
Hoop Dreams I really liked too, though. That was a great movie.
Hoop Dreams. With Arthur Agee. Right? Yeah. It was another movie called Hoop Dreams or something like that.
Man, there's a lot. I mean, sometimes you forget about some of these movies too, but like, I'd been a while that I hadn't watched the program, and I've watched it twice this month because it got brought up a couple of different times.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Dude, when we were talking about football movies, one of them joints was on the other day, the one with Jamie Foxx and Al Pacino. I can't think of it. I just saw it.
Yeah, that's Any Given Sunday. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
That shit was, dude, that was like legit.
And that one was like an instant classic. And that was one I remember actually going to Blockbuster and getting with my parents to rent that one. That was
low key though. Low key, the uniforms on the teams on Any Given Sunday was
ahead of their time, right?
A little different, right?
Them shits was not different, but they was nice, man. I was like, yo, that's actually kind of dope. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you was a kid and you watched it, you're kind of like, that's weird.
Underrated.
Look at it right now, like it's kind of clean.
Coach from the TV show with Craig. What's his name? Craig Stadler? No, it's not Stadler. That's a freaking golfer. Anyway, yeah, Coach is cool.
We done went off into doggone.
We got off into the woods, bro. We got off into deep in the woods.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
It is what we do. One week we were in here talking about trips to fucking Mexico, bro.
Man, listen.
We got like border town Mexico too.
Stories going to Juarez, is it?
Yeah, Juarez and
nah. I was in El Paso, Fort Bliss, and I missed that exit, man. And boy, that was the scariest experience of my life, bro.
Yeah, they'll let you turn around usually.
Yeah, that was the scariest experience of my life because I heard about it and I was like, dang.
Border towns are different than Mexico City.
Turn around.
Different than Mexico City or Cancun and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Maguire. That was a good one. Show me the money. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cuba.
Yeah.
It was a good one. I liked it too. Let's see. I'm thinking
immediately. Hey, as soon as you start talking about Mexico or going somewhere, Donkey Show immediately. Not even 3 seconds, bro. Neely will talk about Donkey Show. Like the same thing happened last time. No matter what.
Why would you go to such a thing? Nasty.
Dude, that's fucking.
That's free.
I mean, you don't have to go.
I
mean, you know what I mean? You don't have to go to those things.
Oh man.
Nelio. Oh, nasty Nelio. He's been talking about getting the Hall of Fame girls and all this stuff. The Hall of Fame dancers. Hey man, as soon as you're ready to hire them, we're ready. Stay on the road or get your ass disappeared. Oh, now you go to Waters, man. You got to be real careful. You got to be these days. You got to be super careful down there.
Yeah, I wouldn't even recommend.
I wouldn't go to Waters anymore. No way. Oh wait, we used to go down there and go play golf. Like we'd go deep into waters, and they had caddies and all this shit. They were awesome, but I wouldn't go. I would go back there right now. Hell no, they kill people in broad daylight on the street and wait for the cops. They don't give a fuck. Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. You nasty, Neilio. I ain't watching one of those. You do.
And I told y'all last time I went to Waters, that was it.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. It cost us money to get out of Waters the last time I was there, and it was a while ago, a long time ago. We got to fight on the bridge coming back across the damn border. Stupid. Stupid. But back in the days, we didn't give a shit. Waters is fine, man. Oh, really? You going over there a lot? Okay. Yeah, Benji.
I have to check on that.
Yeah.
But nah, man, that's crazy. All the sports movies that have come. But you got to think some new ones. I like the new docu-series setting that's coming across with sports, man. A lot of, you know how NFL, the Hard Knocks training camp. I like that. I like how that's bleeding into college football and how most of your programs are taking on that responsibility themselves to get it out to their fan bases. Because I enjoyed watching Colorado's journey the last year and a half and their media coverage.
Most of that shit is done by
his son,
Deion
right?
Jr. Yeah, I mean,
But then
he does a great job. He does a great job.
Oh yeah, you correlate that with what they put out from the university. It's a good storyline to follow if you're a fan. You know, I speak with Alabama's creative content manager, Walt Brock, a lot. You know, so a lot of things that they're trying to integrate, you know, is more so of getting the fan approval. And I think a lot of fans would appreciate having a docu-series, a live weekly docu-series update of fall camp and having the
What's going
behind the
on? I
scenes.
think
You
it's
get what I'm
awesome.
saying?
Oklahoma does.
You need to talk to the Bama content creators, and I need them to follow Courtney Morgan around for a day and make that an episode because the shit will go hard.
Oh,
yeah.
You want me to call Courtney? Let me stop.
I'll call Courtney right now and say,
Look,
hey,
if you call Courtney right now, he'll answer right now.
I
guarantee you.
I know 100% know he would.
Because what's happening tonight? Oh man, that's why I'm debating right now how I need to move because, man, if I could be there, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? If I could be there, I'm gonna be there. It's supposed to be a night. And then tomorrow, everybody know we got spring games and stuff. But 8-day weekend is a great networking opportunity for me right now. So it's about to get crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. Courtney Morgan is probably like
I already know.
I can't even explain how entertaining he is.
He probably one of the realest in the business, honestly.
It's a crazy thing is like I don't really know.
Courtney's a cool dude, right?
I don't know if he's really trying. I don't know, man. He's just a real one, bro. That's
bro,
my
they
guy.
changed the way they do recruiting down there at Alabama for sure, right?
So I'm gonna tell you my first interaction with Courtney Morgan. So last year I was doing team reporting. I pull up for Power, their 7-on-7 team from Cali. They California Power. They came down for they was in town for a tournament, I think in Birmingham, one of the tournaments, but they came down to do a team visit on campus. You know, they had Michael Carroll was on Power last year. Their lineman, offensive lineman group team, whatever that competition. So they had a lot of prospects showing up that day. So I'm there, and Coach Porter, you know, I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, you on campus with your team today?" He's like, "Yeah." So I'm walking around with Coach Porter. He ends up running into Courtney Morgan, Duval, everybody. Coach Rob was off to the side with him and everything. So I'm just over there talking, and Courtney Morgan walks up behind me. He started dapping everybody up, and I'm just standing off to the side. I'm Coach Smoot, but I'm nobody at this point, like really nobody. He was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "You follow me on Twitter?" I like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, these MFs don't be down, man. I hope you ain't on no weird, like straight up, like in my face, like I hope you ain't on no weird stuff." I was like, "Nah, I'm just cooling, man. I'm networking. I'm just trying to grind, you know, doing my job, man." He's like, "All right, don't be out here doing no weird." He was like, "What's your name?" I told him my real name. He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna just call you Smoot." I was like, okay, man. So that's how we met, man. Got his contact information, and he really points me in a lot of directions when it comes to just navigating this landscape. Let me answer this phone call real quick, y'all. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Belize was probably one of my favorite trips, Billy, on. That was one of my favorite ones. Belize was awesome. Let me here, you can just turn your camera off there real quick. Smoop, if you want.
Yeah, Courtney Morgan's a real one for
No,
sure.
yeah, he's chill, man.
He's a real
Belize
one.
is one of my favorite trips I've ever been on, man. It was awesome. Awesome. Those little island hopping tours that you jump on those little boats.
Oh, bro,
Bro.
that boy Nico did not attend spring practice today, per Pete Thamel.
Bro, and somebody was just asking a minute ago, yeah. Jason Jackson, I think, was asking what we think about that. I'm telling you, this is where you know things are getting real with all this.
Oh shit, that's
Nico,
crazy.
and they gave him like $10 million to go there, didn't they?
I don't know. I don't care, but that's
I
crazy.
don't either. Well, he's in his third year. I think it was a 2-year deal that he started off with. So, who do you think? Who is doing that? Who do you think it's Oregon? You think Oregon, Ohio State? Who could it be? Who could it be?
I don't know, man. He's
got
a
him?
West Coast kid, right?
Oh, Lincoln Riley?
I don't know.
Could be Lincoln.
I
Could be
mean,
Lincoln.
if I'm one program, if did like in I heard this morning and I was like, shit, this makes perfect
Could be
sense.
CU.
Dude, Notre Dame.
Well, he almost went to Notre Dame.
I know, but they're like a quarterback, you know what I mean? Like they got a good squad, man. They're in the national championship last year. Like they're right there. I don't know, man. That's fucking wild.
They also got
dude,
Coach Carr's kid there. Coach Carr's grandson is a badass though.
hey, the dude kind of like his handler type, you know. I don't know if everybody likes that name, but he was on Twitter yesterday talking about dudes capping, and he'll expose the lie every time. That
Oh, what?
Nate
What?
Oser, the guy that represents him, his handler type NIL guy.
Oh yeah. So that's Dominic Williams. Is same with Dominic. It's Dominic's guy, right?
Yeah, same guy.
Huh. I don't know. You talking about the Express? The Express is what you were bringing up, Jason?
So crazy.
The guy that played, when they went and played against the racist Texas team.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, I got that call, so I'm gonna break out, and then Jason, yeah, I'm gonna text you.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna head out, bro. We might. What y'all got going tonight?
Nothing. Well, I've nothing really.
All right, I'll text you. I'll let you know what's up.
Okay, bro.
All right, brother. Catch up with y'all. Hey, Mike, good to see you again, Brody.
Yeah, bro. Holla at me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll see y'all soon, man.
Make sure you watch the program. Watch
the program. I'm going. I literally was looking it up on the backside.
Yeah, you got to do it. All right, man.
Sure. All right, catch up, yeah.
Coach Smook from the Coach Smook Network. Make sure you guys get over there and check out the channel. It's just Coach Smook everywhere.
Baker is quick with it, bro. Baker is crazy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Oh my god,
he's my guy, dude. I like Tattoo Baker. He's
my god,
he's hilarious. What do you say now,
dude? His edits, bro. It's just so funny.
You heard USC, Drew?
Huh?
Drew heard USC. No, did you hear that, or did you hear me saying that just now?
Here, look at Tattoo Baker right there. When he shows back up to camp. Oh god.
Dang.
Yeah, man, that's so wild.
Let's see.
And like I don't know, man. The bag is real, man. Like it's I don't know if I mean, that'll never happen in our situation because like that's some quarterback. I think that's going to be like a quarterback specific type move. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so like that's just crazy to me. That's just wild, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
there's a real possibility that he's not at Tennessee next year.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. I
And
mean, the spring portal's opening up. If he goes in the portal, he can do what he wants.
dude, I know it's fucking crazy.
And if he didn't show up to spring practice, I mean, what's going on with him and Josh? That makes me wonder what's going on with him and Josh. And why aren't they giving him the money? He got him to the playoff.
What if they don't though? What if they say good luck, bro?
I mean, who did he? Well, let's go to that. Let's take a look at this depth chart real quick. Tennessee. Oh, you know that old cousin Shane is losing his shit right now.
Dude.
No way they're gonna let him walk without trying to get him right. No
Does he
way.
want out though? That's what
He
like
might. I think he might. There's been a lot of people that have hated on him a little bit. So you got that Merklinger guy, and then they've got George McIntyre, the freshman kid. I think he's pretty high up.
dude, they'd have to go right in the portal and get a quarterback.
I think they
Like
would
here's
too.
the thing too, right? Like this
They would
dude,
too.
like the way that this shit is going,
Yeah.
like these agents,
Yeah.
these NIL agents are man. Like they're already like I don't want to I want to talk about this, but like I don't want to be too messy. But you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
talk about it. Talk about it. Say it.
I'm trying to figure out how to say it though, like the right way. But like there's probably already
Tennessee,
teams
man.
like
Look at after
I
the way
look
they
at
drug us
Tennessee.
through the mud that last year. Come on, man.
There's GMs and agents that are probably already like the GM. I don't know who it is at Tennessee, but he's probably already talking to agents saying, "Hey, I got this much for your quarterback if he wants to jump in the portal." Now with this development with Nico, does he want to come? You know what I mean? And it could be, dude. Like what I'm saying is like the domino effect has my mind just
Right.
like in different tangents,
So
bro.
the McIntyre kid went to Brentwood Academy. He's 6'5.5", 190. He's a 4-star, high 4-star
I
guy.
don't give a
The
shit, bro. He's new, he's fresh. Like they're trying to get
but
somebody to
yeah, they have to get somebody in there. But no,
dude.
they're showing 6'6" on here. He's a player. He's got a big arm. High upside quarterback with franchise-worthy frame, college level arm, fluid pocket movement, skinnier side. I don't know, man. I think his video looks pretty good, but I would say no, they
And
have to go
I'm
find
not.
somebody else.
I don't.
What makes you
I'm
wonder,
not the
though?
same
Are they
mindset.
doing
That's what I'm saying. That's why there's a real That's what I meant by there's a real possibility he could leave, because Tennessee might be like, bro, we're giving you this much already, and you might not be. You ain't worth it. Like there's a real
well, he
possibility. Like
didn't really I mean, he didn't have the
good luck.
greatest year, man, for
But
his
that's what I'm
starting
saying.
his
That's what I'm saying.
his
Like they do their evaluation and what they think he's worth. And if they like, if he wants some like 5-6 million or whatever it may be, they could be like, good luck, go get it. And he's out of there. And that's
yeah,
crazy to me.
it's wild, bro. It's pretty wild. Let's see who's all in the portal.
Yeah,
See
dude.
what they're showing. 26. They don't really have well, at least 247 doesn't. Let me go to on 3. See if they've got a list anywhere. So let's see. Nico Imaliava in
Money
active
ain't good
contract
money.
negotiations ahead. He's in a move that many people. This is about Nico. On 3's learned that Nico are in active negotiations on a new deal. It remains unclear if those negotiations will impact his decision regarding the spring transfer portal, which opens next week. They said he's happy. Sources indicate he's happy and has a strong relationship with Hype. The Vols are trying to finalize a new contract before Saturday's orange and white game.
But like, dude,
Well,
okay, like, dude, this isn't the league, right? You don't hold out and not go to practices. Like, that's what shocked me the most. Is not that he's renegotiating a contract, is that he took a league of a move that happens in the NFL because it's a business, right? And he took it down to college and said, I'm still not showing up to practice, even though I'm happy. Like, if he's happy, he should be at
they
practice,
must
bro.
not be. They must not be. He's not happy. Then no,
That's
of
what I'm
course not.
saying.
There's no
That's what I'm
way. There's
saying.
no.
Actions
Yeah.
aren't matching up the writing. And who's that coming from? Is it coming from a source in Tennessee? Like, I need, you know what I mean? Because of course they're not going to say Nico's unhappy.
Well, that's just
He's not, you know.
sources in
Of course they're not
Tennessee
going to say that.
written like that on the regular On3 site. Sources have indicated that he's happy.
That's my
It didn't
point.
say sources at Tennessee, but it
But
said sources have indicated that
his
he's.
actions are contrary.
Oh, shit. Of course,
That's what I'm
of
saying.
course.
We need somebody outside of Tennessee.
And guess what? You've got all these people that are, I mean, I'm going to tell you now. You've got all these people that are acting like this clearinghouse thing matters, and stuff. And we were talking about this last night. And I've had Flugauer and the Wild Ute and all these dudes talking about how it is a huge part of the whole deal with the House versus NCAA. You don't understand that if you really believe as a college football fan that what they're going for and all this money and everything that's getting thrown around, that what they're looking for is parity, you're out of your fucking mind. That's not happening. And here's the one thing I know. You can do the clearinghouse and the NCAA can try to do whatever they want to do. I'm going to tell you right now, the courts are not going to allow you to limit their NIL. They're not going to allow you to do it. The only way that you're going to get around this stuff and all this movement, and that's what it really amounts to. It's people are bitching about the money. It's not about the money. They're bitching about the movement. So guess what? Do what Tennessee did and lock them in for the first 2 years.
But that doesn't even matter. We've already seen that doesn't matter.
No, if they signed an actual contract with him to be there, and like he had a contract through his NIL that it required him to be where he was.
That's what I'm telling you. That does not matter. The contract does not matter. And if we've seen it.
If they're collective, I'm talking about going to collective bargaining and the rev share stuff that they're talking about, actual contracts now, which are still going to be, as far as I know, year to year though.
Somebody has to make it matter, because as it looks right now, the colleges and the institution aren't willing to take the kid to court to make it matter.
That's what this Deloitte clearinghouse thing is supposed to do. So I'll bring that up. I'm just going to let you know, though, it isn't going to stop anything. It's not going to do it. I mean,
that's my point.
As far as the NIL is concerned, I mean, we've talked about this before. I look at it this way: the rev share, they can do what they want with that, but in the end, they're not. You can't. Here, let me just tell you what it's talking about here for it.
Oh shit!
All right. Conferences share new and significant progress toward. Let me just share this tab instead.
Fuck, dude. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah. The idea that you just think that you're going to be able to stop all this stuff from happening when, and the other part of it is that you hear all these people saying this stuff and they're acting like it has any of this shit came from the kids anyway. The players didn't fucking choose any of it. Which is why I'm always like, what is wrong with you folks? It's just weird. All right. Get rid of this cookie thing. All right. Conferences share new and significant progress towards implementation, pending final court approval. Now, obviously, the House versus NCAA, we know that's been coming down. The proposed settlement would facilitate meaningful opportunities for student athletes to further benefit from their participation in athletics while establishing a robust system of oversight and controls. Now, first and foremost, anything that you hear coming from the NCAA and you believe, I've got desert property that has a beach on it for you. Pacific Ocean property in New Mexico. Come on. Because the NCAA, they've been catching L's after just L after L after L for the last, 5-6 years now? What are we even talking about? So the idea that come on. Anyway, I'm going to continue. Here we go.
Yeah, finish reading
Now,
the shit, bro.
huh?
Read that shit. Go back up. I
Yeah,
was trying to read it.
I'm reading it. I'll read it. Damn it. I keep grabbing the wrong one. All right. Following the final hearing scheduled for April 7th, the responsibility for implementation of enforcement would fall primarily to the 5 defendant conferences and the NCAA. To oversee this process, the conferences and NCAA have formed a settlement implementation committee made up of 10 ADs, 2 from each defendant conference, and the legal and compliance teams from the conferences in the NCAA. Athletic directors on the committees are Trev Alberts, Scott Barnes, Mitch Barnhart, Jay Ball at Georgia Tech, Ross Bjork at Ohio State, Pat Chung at Washington, John Cunningham at Cincinnati, Annie McCoy at Washington State, Graham Neff at Clemson, and Desiree Reed Francois at Arizona. The extensive experience of these ADs makes them well suited. Okay, but to execute these, I'm trying to get into what it actually is.
Go back up. Read those 4 things right there. I feel like that's it.
Yeah, the committee is divided into 4 working groups, each focused on a specific component of the settlement, drafting new rules and clarifying existing rules to facilitate consistent compliance with all aspects of the settlement. Developing a digital platform for the reporting and measurement of payments made to the student athletes by their institutions to ensure compliance with the cap set forth in the proposed settlement. Creating a system to ensure third-party NIL deals entered into with student athletes are legitimate that will use student athletes' NIL to advance a valid business purpose. Yeah, right. Forming a new entity to enforce these rules. Now, forming a new entity. Okay. With an emphasis on efficient investigative procedures, which the NCAA would know nothing about. Timely decision-making, again, nothing about. Appropriate penalties and ensuring accountability for bad actors. To execute these directives, the community has engaged industry-leading experts to assist institutions in participating in the settlement with its implementation. LBI Software has been retained to develop a cap management and reporting platform that ensures accurate tracking, reporting, and enforcement of rules related to the direct payments from institutions to student athletes. With extensive experience building and managing similar systems for the MLB, the National Women's Soccer League, I believe, NBA, and other leagues, LBI brings proven expertise to this transformative effort. They have already completed initial testing to the platform. Okay. The committee has also been working closely with Deloitte to create a system to track and evaluate all D1 student athletes' third-party NIL deals valued at $600 or more. I thought it was supposed to be $900, which would be required to be reported under the proposed settlement. The new enforcement, yeah, you're required to do it. Okay. The new enforcement entity will use the system to help it evaluate whether these deals are within reasonable range of compensation, and made with the purpose of using student athletes' NIL to advance a valid business purpose as outlined in the proposed settlement. Deloitte has made significant progress in designing and testing the technology, incorporating feedback from student athletes and on-campus personnel in anticipation of phased rollout of the system to all D1 student athletes upon final approval of the settlement. If the settlement is approved, the committee and members of the new enforcement entity, alongside Deloitte and LBI, will launch a robust educational efforts to ensure that coaches, student athletes, administrators, and relevant third parties all fully understand the new model and are prepared to comply with new rules and leverage these new opportunities. Now,
So like you can basically just give a dude $600 every day and not have to report it. Is what they're saying.
Up to $600. See,
That's what I'm
exactly.
saying. $600 every day.
Look, exactly. And I'm just going to tell you what you're doing by doing this kind of stuff, knowing that you can't. Now, I understand as far as like going through your, when you start going through these collectives and stuff like that, right? Yeah, that you can count. But how are you going to tell that when the agent goes out there and finds them a deal that they can't go get a deal with Michael Hawkins got that Dr. Pepper deal last year? That didn't have shit to do with the damn collective. Nothing.
But with that, like you can give a dude. So based off what I just read right there, you can give a dude the max you could give a dude without having to report it is $219,000 a year. If you give somebody $600 each day for a year, that's how much, and you wouldn't even have to report it.
Yeah.
It's wild to me.
Yeah. The idea that you're going to be able to just, well, and here's what these guys on Twitter are trying to say. And I'll just, I'll go back to what they're talking about in here. Never goes through. I don't know. There are consequences to this settlement collapsing, dire consequences. For whatever reason, people seem to want to gloss over this reality. Flugar's telling me. It's what codification in Senate is needed along with the settlement. Yeah, whatever. The clearinghouse and Wild Youth saying the clearinghouse and house settlement go hand in hand. If you sue the clearinghouse into oblivion, you destroy the house settlement and you open yourself up to 20 billion plus in damages. Now, here's the other thing. You realize each one of the networks is paying these the big conferences right now, and we're just talking about today. They're already paying them $1 million each per year. $1 million each per year. $1 billion each per year. I'm sorry, $1 billion each per year. And then another $1 billion for the damn playoff. How long is it going to take if you take out of that, even if it goes to 20 billion on this settlement or whatever? I don't know that that's where it heads. They may end up with this little stupid clearinghouse. If you think it's going to change anything, I think that you're sadly mistaken. That we got to this point by doing this, and this is really what we're going to punish the players for being able to make more money is what we're getting at. And you really believe that they're looking for there to be parity like the NFL? Because I can't even imagine that somebody at Oklahoma would believe that, or somebody at Alabama would believe that. Why would you believe such a thing? You think Georgia wants parity? I know that Kirby told you they want parity. They don't. Ohio State, they spent $26 million last year to buy that championship. Michigan's been talking about by 2026, 50 million in NIL alone. You think that Michigan gives a shit what the NCAA thinks about it? Because I don't. It's wild. Wild talk. But everything that we've seen about anything to limit the NIL, what has happened in all these courts? Every one of these courts, they've been like, nope, nope, nope. They don't let you mess with their transferring because it messes with their ability to make more money in NIL. How all of a sudden they're just going to switch over to, okay, yeah, we're okay with this. Why? Why would they? I think that the only way that you're really going to do it is you're going to have to go to collective bargaining. I really do. If you go to collective bargaining, fine. That's when you can, and make no mistake, what they're really pissed about is the fact that the kids can move freely. But you can't expect to have free agency every year for every player and not, hell, why wouldn't you test free agency every damn year? Why wouldn't you? if you can. I don't blame a single kid that does it, man. I don't. Again, they didn't make the rules. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt about that. SMU can and their money. Absolutely.
Hey, what's the guy's
They
name?
can be a problem right now.
What's the cat's name? That is him and no, the dude that manages Nico and Dominic Williams. What's his name?
Shit, I forget his name, man.
Fuck.
I've never met him. It's damn. I forget what his name is.
Shit, I follow him on Twitter too.
I know. I was fixing to say, I know you know.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, too many shots to the head, bro. I be out here forgetting shit. Fuck.
Well, and it's SMU has a lot of money. SMU, I mean, there's a reason why they held them out of the damn Big 12 and everything. They didn't want them. They didn't want them back in there at all. Same thing could be said for Houston. And they got, I mean, the Fertitta brothers run in Houston. We got all kinds of damn money. You either go to collective bargaining or it's going to be how it is. Landers is what Stevie G says.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if he tweeted anything.
Cordell Landers.
Yep. Yeah, I got it. I'm in here sleuthing on Twitters.
Yeah. I'm going to the proposed settlement to look and see what they're saying. But okay, so what is how do you know what's a good NIL deal and what's not? You know what I mean? Okay. They were never able to catch a bunch of these guys before. I think this could very well bring Nick Saban back to college football. Because he was the best at cheating and not getting caught.
Bro, I don't know. I just the fact that they're trying to.
I'm not saying that. I mean, I shouldn't say just Saban. I'm just saying though he liked it being able to stack them, and they had the money. But there was always talk about
the fact that they're out here like, hey, we're not going to affect a player's ability to make money through NIL, but yet we're going to form a new entity to try to stop these bad actors. Bro, you've already opened up the floodgates. There's nothing you're going to
are the bad actors. They were the ones
That's what I'm saying. But like how are you I would love for them to try to tell me how they're going to do this because I don't see how like you
AI
Chat GPT.
Yeah.
We're gonna get Elon Musk in his dream team.
Fuck out of here. Doge. Yeah. The Doge team. Yeah. And it only look, think about this for a second. When it all got started, when they threw NIL at this, why did they do it? Because they knew that the courts were about to come down on them. The Supreme Court was about to come down on them, so they threw NIL at it as a blanket. They didn't put any parameters around it then. Whatever parameters they did, it was just whatever the knee-jerk reaction was from the big guys like Nick Saban, right? That you shouldn't be able to use this as an enticement. What the fuck? What does that even mean? It's always going to be an enticement. It was all bullshit. And none of it, I mean, there was really no parameters around it whatsoever. But that's when you don't stop a train once it's already on the tracks, man. You just don't.
Sean Salisbury. Yeah.
You're not going to stop the train on the tracks. You're not going to unring the bell. And again, none of this shit was done. And I love the way that they go after these kids like it's their fault that this shit's going on like it is, when we know it isn't. It's flat out not. And if you got to go back to every scandal all going through time, the SMU deal, was that the kids? No. It was those fucking rich bastards that were buying them all those cars. I mean, of course they were going to go take it. Duh.
Dude. So listen to this. Listen to this. So Sean Salisbury, you remember him, right? He's got a little pod on Rumble, quarterback back in the day. Here's what he says.
Yeah.
Here's what he says. He tweeted this in reference to Nico, right? Contract negotiations, etc. If this is how we're going to do college football, then they should be able to cut players anytime they want, attach buyout numbers to every player, and put a salary cap on the money available to the portal. Time to give these players a taste of reality. Also need to tie academic progress and performance with their ability to get any money. We no
Where
longer
the hell does he get off?
That's funny to me. The funny part is how he says tie academic progress and performance with to their ability to get money. That made me laugh. Oh, you got a D. You got a D. We're gonna take a couple thousand from you. Like, I don't know.
Fuck out of here. Now, I mean, see, and that's where it's funny. It makes me laugh that they say these things like that, but we don't want it to be the NFL, but you do. So which way do you really want it? Do you want it to be the NFL or do you want it to be college football? Because if you want it to be college football, then you can't do everything the same way as the NFL. But if you really want to control the movement of these players, you need to pay them for that. You need to contract them and guarantee them their money. Because here's the other thing. Nobody talks about the money that doesn't get paid to these kids that they're promised. Like, what was the kid from Pitt that had won the Biletnikoff? Lincoln gets him to go over there. They're supposed to pay him $3 million. He only gets $700,000.
Huh.
It's Jordan. He's with the Steelers now, isn't he? Or maybe the Vikings. Oh shit! Why did I just forget? Addison. Yep, Addison. They didn't pay him. That's why he didn't play in the Cotton Bowl. All kinds of the kids are going to take advantage of what they can based on the parameters set. You got to blame the system, not the people taking advantage of it. Yeah, especially when the people taking advantage of it for all these years have not been the players. And we're talking about they want all these parameters now because the money's getting up there and they don't want to pay it all out. They don't want to have to pay it all out. They're fine with this rev share stuff because that's the stuff on paper. But, and again, look, if you know that you can pay another, believe it, the fact that the fact that Ohio State won by bumping it all way up and going after a bunch of dudes in the portal, whether or not that's really what it was or not, don't mean that there's not going to be copycats. Look at Texas Tech. Like that's going to help. But they're going to try. They're going to try. A&M tried to buy their way to a damn natty, and shit, they couldn't even keep their guys around. Wild, bro. Wild.
Dude. Fucking shit show. The fucking shit show.
Because, yeah, you're right, Zach. They are going to, but I mean, you look, who's really, I mean, here's the other thing. I mean, they ought to be getting to, if we're going to start talking about that, then you better be talking about, just like the NFL, half the revenue. And I promise you, that's not what they want. The schools and the conference, they don't want that. Do players get a percentage of that sold jerseys? Yeah, I mean, they have the where you can put the name on it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they get that.
Yeah, they do. Finally. But look at all the guys that didn't. And as far as that $20 billion settlement or whatever, and locking that up, just because the House settlement goes through doesn't mean that other people aren't going to come back and sue later anyway.
Dude, I don't think that House settlement's going to pass. I don't think that's going through.
I don't know if it is or not.
I could be wrong, but I just don't see that.
The idea that it's going to be it's going to stop it. It's going to,
too quick.
Right.
It's like there would be. I just don't see it. Like nothing ever moves through the courts that fast.
No.
You know what I mean? But I guess when there's billions of dollars, maybe that makes it move a little bit faster. I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah. Even if the judge approves it, somebody's saying in there on Twitter, if the judge were to approve the settlement, the players could appeal the NIL restrictions. And it will head to the Supreme Court. I think that's happening no matter what.
Like, what are they appealing?
And Fugauer say there's consequences to the settlement collapsing. Consequences to who? The money is come on, man.
The money.
There's money. You know what? If you have to pay your $20 billion for the settlement to settle it the other way and not get it off on the cheap for 10% of that, then fucking so be it. The money's out there. And I promise you, nobody's ready to stop watching college football, which means that as long as you put it out there, you can charge what you want. And we already know that they're doing that anyway. Advertising during the playoff, all that stuff. Come on, man. You have to do some better stuff with as far as the seeding is going. And then like having the game on Monday night is dumb. But we don't want to go up against the NFL. Why? It's the championship. What are we talking about? I don't see it, man.
Yeah.
I think if they do, there will be another flurry of lawsuits and they'll be tied up in court. It's going to be anyways. Guys, this the one we're talking about right now, the House settlement. House versus NCAA. There's another one coming right behind it in California. There's a number of them that they're talking about unionizing and stuff like that. This shit ain't going away. It ain't going away. When bread is involved, everyone is hungry. Yeah. Fair. It's fair. Money isn't going away. Yeah, I'm not saying all that. We'll take another World War for Texas A&M winner to win another natty. But shit. They ain't win. I mean, the last one was in 1939. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
What's up?
Per on 3. Nico's reps wanted to see his NIL deal up to the $4 million range before the winter portal closed. Tennessee officials, per some dude, Chris Lowe at ESPN, per Chris Lowe's reports, Tennessee officials said that they weren't going to blink.
They weren't going to blink?
Yep, that's what Tennessee officials
blink
said.
If you want him. You better blink if you want him because somebody will pay it.
But that's what they're saying. They're not going to – they sound like they ain't going to pay it.
Yeah, well, that's why he's not at practice, and that's on 3 right now. Friday practice update amid he misses Friday practice amid negotiations with
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's what I said earlier. That's the first thing I brought up. I'm like, fuck, he didn't go to practice, bro. He's holding out.
Yep. He said that NACO's reported that Iamaleava and Tennessee were in active negotiations on a new deal, though it's unclear how those negotiations might impact his decision about the spring transfer portal, which opens next week. Sources told Nakos that Iamaleava is happy at Tennessee. Okay. NACOS suggested that Iamaleava is seeking to amend the original multi-million-dollar NIL deal he received when he signed with Tennessee as a 5-star in 23. At the time, his deal was considered one of the first significant NIL contracts issued, but the market has since adjusted significantly, especially at quarterback.
Yeah.
Chris Lowe from ESPN says there's been growing frustration among the Tennessee administration and players regarding this situation, which only seemed to escalate after Friday's absence from practice. Lowe added that Iamaleava's representation sought to increase his NIL deal to the $4 million range prior to the winter portal, but suggested volunteer officials weren't going to blink at the time. In his first season as Tennessee's quarterback, he threw for 26, 16, 19 touchdowns with 5 interceptions, adding 358 and 3 more on the ground touchdowns. Iamaleava started every game for the Vols in 24, helping guide them to a 10-3 and college football playoff berth. With Iamaleava expected to be back for 25, the Vols are considered a serious contender to win the SEC next season. I don't know about all that. Iamaleava also has plus 1,800 odds to win the Heisman per FanDuel.
So listen to this. So I'm reading through the comments, right?
Yeah.
And here's this is like one of the first things I think of when, you know, shit like this happens, right? Even if he's, and this is some dude on Twitter, even if he stays now, his reputation with the Tennessee fans are now tanked. Hopefully his reps calculated the intangible consequences of making spring contract negotiations a priority. I can see the Tennessee boos coming for Nico if he struggles this fall. Like how much, like when you do stuff like this,
They were already on him, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. Like how much does it, I feel like the turnoff for the fans is huge.
I've never understood that either. Why do they always fans always side with the team? Always. The ones with the real money, right? Like owners in the NFL. Why the hell would you sign with those bunch of dudes? So Joey Halsey reveals that Iamaleava called out Tennessee players in practice. What? The Tennessee Volunteers made the college football playoff in 24, which was the first season that Nico took over as a full-time starter. Now the Volunteers are looking to build that success. A key to that improvement is going to be the growth of Nico. That includes his role as a leader. However, as Vols quarterback Joey Halsey explained, quarterback's coach, he's not the type of person who, I thought it was over something else. Never mind. Who cares? If he tried to start going rah-rah right now, it wouldn't hit because that's just not him. But what he did, like he did it today, he didn't like something he saw. He called the guys up and said, hey, addressed it right now and moved on. Okay, yeah, who gives a shit about that?
And you know what? Like he tried to get the most, and when he did his first contract, he tried to get the most money, right? So he did a multi-year deal, if I remember correctly, right? But
and they were in the NCAA. Remember, the NCAA tried to freaking make him ineligible for that shit, and they sued. Tennessee sued him and won.
But like now look at him, man. How quick, like he like now he's like, I try to get the most money by doing a longer deal, but the market's changed so drastically.
Yeah,
I want to do a new deal right now.
Yeah, it screwed him. Okay, so there's a newer one out there from Steve Samra. He was absent, according to Austin Price. Now there's been a new development, according to Pete Thamel. This isn't something Tennessee was expecting. Tennessee QB did not attend practice. He's been in conversations for contract. The no-show of practice, the no-show at practice came as a surprise. What the future holds remains to be seen. Nakos reported that Iamaleava and Tennessee were in negotiations ahead of the coming season on Thursday. They keep saying this happy at Tennessee shit, but it says otherwise. Additionally, Nakos suggested that Iamaleava is seeking to amend the original deal he received when he signed at Tennessee as a 5-star recruit in 23. At the time, his deal was considered one of the first significant. The market's adjusted, just like you said. His current contract is somewhere between 2.2 and 2.5. In the time since he agreed to that deal, transfers like Carson Beck at Miami, Darian Mensah have reportedly both signed contracts this offseason more than $3 million. So did John Mateer. Michigan even gave a 5-star freshman quarterback, Bryce Underwood, over $3 million a year as well. Moreover, ESPN's Chris Lowe added on Friday that Iamaleava's team wanted his deal upped into the $4 million range before the winter was over with. And with the spring portal opening up on Wednesday, the topic has come to fruition again. Tennessee officials have said they weren't going to blink regarding the quarterback. Continuing, Lowe added that Iamaleava's reps were adamant on Thursday to various news outlets that there was no NIL renegotiation going on, refuting Nichols. But sources have since told ESPN there's been growing frustration among the administration and Volunteers players regarding the situation. That's only grown with Iamaleava not showing up at practice. Oh, Lord. In his first season, yeah, he started every game, but I mean, he wasn't great all the time. I mean, 19 touchdowns and he didn't have a ton of picks, but 2,600 yards, it's pretty pedestrian, really. Yeah, he knows that here's the thing. They can probably go get a guy from the portal for less than what they're going to have to pay him. But is that guy going to be better? That's the question. Neilio asked, not asking about what he deserves from Tennessee or any other program, but judging by his performance, do you think he's worth $4 or $5 million? I don't. You know what? The market says so. Sure. I mean, all these guys are getting 3. I don't know. I think he's worth at least what the high end is. I mean, you want him to stay. He was in the playoff. Now they got rolled, but I don't really blame it all on Nico or anything like that. I've been saying this anyway, though. I don't expect the same thing out of Tennessee as a lot of folks are acting like they do. I don't expect them to be. I mean, they might be good, but they had to replace a lot. I think Nico could have a better year, and they won't have as good a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, your boy Cousin Shane tweeted. He said, "Told my boss I'm not coming in until we renegotiate my contract again. I'm now unemployed."
Huh?
Your boy Cousin Shane.
Cousin Shane?
That was him right there. Just read his tweet.
Say it again. Read it one more time. Let me find it.
Told my boss I'm not coming in until we renegotiate my contract again. I'm now unemployed.
That's awesome.
But shit, man, let me get out of here, man. I got some shit I gotta do.
He's pissed then. You know he is.
Yeah. I got some stuff I gotta handle up before I try to get out of here.
All righty. Well, shit, that all came apart pretty quick. Smoke bolted. Now you're bolting too. Fuck.
Shit, dude, it's 11:30, man.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here too. I got something.
Yeah. Shit, your boy got some stuff I gotta do.
I gotta make. All right, bro. Well, thanks for coming in, man.
Hey, Neilio, I don't think he's worth that much. No.
It's tough. I think it's a lot, right?
No. Nope.
Just
Will Howard. What did a national championship quarterback make last year?
I think he was over $2 million.
No, I know.
Temple was definitely the star on the Tennessee team. Him and those receivers were big time too. But Nico, Nico was good. He was also a first-year starter. I mean, I think people expected a little much from him. That's what I think about. The same thing I'm thinking about Arch this year. He's still a first-year starter.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But yeah, man, holla at your boy. See y'all on Monday.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
Big dog, Big Mike Boganowski. Appreciate you coming in, my guy. Let's see. Or there is a team that contacted Nico's agent and said, we got $4 million a year if he hits the portal. Went to see Tennessee and said, I want that money. I'm sure that's exactly what happened. And if you listen to what Kirby said the other day, he was complaining about that same stuff, right? That Zoom meetings and all this other shit to look at players. Look, we're complaining. You got all these guys complaining about it all, but who made it this way? Who made it this way? I don't blame these kids for taking advantage of the situation that they have. The ability to make the money while you can, because guess what? Some of these, even these quarterbacks, these 5-star guys, may or may not get an opportunity at the next level. And like, think about Dylan Gabriel. Chances are he made more money last year at Oregon than he'll ever make in the NFL. He was one of the best players in the country. 6 months from today, OU will kick Texas's ass. I agree. Got to hit Aggieville for some midday suds. Yeah, you might. What do we got? Yeah, I don't know, man. In the end, I wouldn't go. Listen. Here's the one thing I would tell you: these guaranteed these statements that people are like Flugauer. I'm not saying that he don't know what he's talking about ever on this realignment shit and some of this other stuff. And I'm you guys know I'm a Big 12 Mafia guy. Love those guys. All I know is that when you start speaking in definites, when it comes to, especially with the way things are going, it having covered college sports for as long as I have and watched the way that they do things, I can tell you one thing: they don't want it. The fact that they're doing all this stuff is because they want to get back control of it all. But what you're seeing right now is you're seeing that the courts are not just, they're not letting the NCAA get away with all that sneaky shit anymore. And I don't love hearing these coaches bitch and complain about it. I don't. Because we all know that, look, if you're an Oklahoma fan and you're sitting here listening to me right now, remember what we talked about at the first part of the year when the portal opened for the winter portal and how many guys went in? There was 25, 26 dudes that they took. What did Venables say? We were going to have some tough conversations. There were guys that nobody wanted to see go anywhere. Guys like Deshaun McCullough, just for, as an example. But out of all those 26, 27, whatever it was, all but like 2 or 3 of them were told to go. They don't advertise all that shit. They don't talk about all that shit because they don't want to look bad. And players are not going to advertise it. Why? Because they don't want it to look like they got cut. And it makes them look bad as a player. It messes with their ability to make the money at the next spot. So I entered the portal. It makes them look like, hey, I just wanted more money, whatever. Yes. Thank you, Gons. Absolutely. Actually, yeah, it's like 1% to 2% of NCAA of college football players. It's like 2% is the number, man. No, they're not going to talk about that shit. They're not. And you know what? But yet but they will sit there and tell you and complain. And just like we were talking about with Brian Kelly last year or Dominic Williams and stuff, they tried their asses off to make that shit go down. They offered more money. It got to a point that it wasn't just about money. He connected with the OU group. The money was, I guarantee you, they didn't outbid Texas or outbid LSU or Missouri for that matter. They didn't. The money may have been a little more, or it may have been a little less. I'm telling you, it wasn't a whole lot of difference. But what's the first thing he said? Oh, these kids want to get paid or they want to be bought, and we're not in the business of buying kids. You're a liar. You're a liar. We know they've been buying the shit out of them this year. How is it that they're number 1 in the country in recruiting right now? Well, come on. Piss in our ear and tell us it's raining. It's ridiculous. I'll tell you what. I want to see what it is that they have to say here. But I'll just tell you anyway. I mean, there are consequences. That one's hilarious to me. There are consequences to this settlement collapsing. Dire consequences, Flugler says. For whatever reason, people seem to want to gloss over this reality. It's what codification in the Senate is needed along with settlement. Whatever, man. You can say all that kind of stuff, but in the end, even if that all goes through, let's just say it all goes through, right? Are they really going to be able to stop it? No. Here's the funny part about it to me is like Wild Youth there, and he got upset for me saying this yesterday. So I don't want to say it like this, but for all the people that were listening, and it was Utah fans, and this is the reason that I said it to him. All these Utah fans that were just sure, Pac-12 fans that were positive that none of those fucking programs were going to the Big 12, right? No way. We're AAU. It's not the same. We're making a lot more money in our AAU and all that other stuff. We're not going to move to the Big 12. Well, guess what? They moved to the fucking Big 12. And you got guys out there like Tony Altimore and even Canzano and Wilner were out there just spreading horseshit in staggering amounts. And this idea that you're gonna balance everything out and you're gonna have parity like what they have in the NFL, you're at no point are they gonna go to a draft. So parity is not gonna happen. How is it that you really believe that the big boys are not going to find a way to funnel money to get that player? They're going to. Yeah. Yeah, I may go on to, yeah, probably. We'll definitely want to keep up with what's going on with this. So yeah, I'm sure. But I mean, the player buying stuff, it's always gone on. Yeah. Yeah. Najee Kennedy, she would have absolutely picked pitching for Texas A&M. They offered like $1 million for a woman to pitch. She won't get that opportunity again. She should have picked pitching for Texas A&M. They offered $1 million. Yeah. Well, so did Texas Tech. I think they gave her $1 million too. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But and I'm not even saying that about. I mean, Wild Ute is one of the few guys that isn't in delusion land about them going to the fucking Big Ten. They never intended. They are so far down the list of possible candidates for Big Ten conference membership. It's not even kind of close. And their big partner in the AAU stuff with all their research dollars and all that shit that they were doing, Stanford, they didn't go to the Big Ten either. So all that shit that they were feeding us, all that horse shit from Kliavkov to actual reporters, they were going after guys, they were going after reporters that I know are damn good at what they're doing, that they've been around for much longer than me. They've been covering this sport for a long time. And you've got guys like Canzano and Wilner calling them liars. And they weren't lying. It was those guys that were lying. And yet here we are again. We're going to start believing all that shit again. And I don't care how many times some of these dudes on Twitter have correctly predicted this and that and this and that. They're not always right. All this idea that Florida State is just going to up and leave the ACC, have they done it? No, they haven't. You know why? Because it's still going to cost them an ass ton of money, and they're not going to make all that money in the Big Ten right now. Or the SEC. They won't. In the SEC, they would come in as full share if they decided to offer them. But nobody's offering them membership right now. Nobody's offering it to them. And they just, if you're FSU and Clemson, you're now getting more money than the rest of the conference, and it's easier way to get into the playoff. Why the hell would they want to leave? But yet you will hear some of these same people telling you that it's a foregone conclusion that it's going to happen. Not until 2030. I mean, look, I got to the point where this realignment shit bores me to death. But it reminds me of the same thing when you start talking about this stuff with the NIL and the portal. It's the same shit, man. That you get all these speaking in, you get people that are speaking in guarantees and this is how it's going to be and blah, 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 blah. There's going to be a power 2. There's going to be a power what. You don't know shit. We don't know. But at some point, things are definitely going to change. We know one thing, that it's been, but if you can tell me that you know exactly what it looks like in 2030, I think you're full of shit. Or you stole Doc's time machine. Anyway. I'm just telling you, man. We'll see how this all goes down. Do I think that this clearinghouse is going to make a big difference? No. I don't. Even if they decide to okay it, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. Because even, whether you might think, and, the funny thing that you said to me last week was that they were in a better position in the Big Ten to pay players. It was going to put the SEC at a disadvantage. Are you insane? No. The SEC will not be at a disadvantage. They will cheat. They will cheat. They've always cheated. It's just like NASCAR. It's part of the culture. Anyway. All right. We'll talk more about this. I'm going to keep up with it. You guys keep up with it too. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. Tell me if you're watching this on replay, let me know what you think about what Daniel had to say too. The former Sooner that was targeted. I can't believe he dropped all that stuff in there. And just, it was rather surprising to me. Let me know what you think. Do you believe that all that was said to him? And if so, either way, it doesn't feel like he's probably going to be in the loop much anymore. It was pretty surprising to me that came out. But shout out to everybody. Are cheerleaders getting paid? I don't know. I don't know. Cheerleaders in the NFL don't get paid shit. So anyway. All right, y'all. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming in. Yeah, these schools, thank you. We can end it with that right there. Schools will figure out a way to get the money for those kids that they really want. If they think it's going to help them win a national championship, they'll figure it out. Silly shit. All right, guys. See you all in the next one.
Ready to level up your mobile game? Check this out. With unlimited talk, text, and 5G data, customers are scoring 3 whole months of unlimited everything. Imagine chatting away without counting your minutes, sending texts like there's no tomorrow, and streaming your favorite shows at lightning speed all for just $30 a month. But wait, it gets better. For new customers, that's only $15 a month. Seriously, it's a game changer. No more worrying about overage charges or buffering. You can connect, share, and enjoy life to the fullest without any interruptions. So, why wait? Jump on this incredible offer and experience the freedom of unlimited service. Click the link, and grab this deal before it's gone. Trust me, you don't want to miss out.
Log on to trymintmobile.com/HOF. That's Try mintmobile.com